Jagat Guru Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupat Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Stotarasta Sri Sri Maharaj Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Kura Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Amacharya Srila Hadra Thakura ki jai. Prem Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kunda Giri Gauranga ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mathura Dham ki jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Jamuna Mai ki jai. Ganges Mai ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. Glory to Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Hare Krishna Vita Buddha Smriti Vrajita Shama Mr. Krishna Parashi Gurana Sakti Vasicana. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyanandana Salakayan Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Tapitam Dena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Pūrṇāti Svapadantika Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sakrajatam Sakagana Raghunatam Vitantam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitam Vischa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrindavan Switi Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchaka Pataru Vyascha Kripa Sindhivare Vacha Patitanam Pavanyo Vaishnaviyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Isopanisad ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. We continue from Invocation. What does this invocation teach? What does it teach? Invocation.
Krishna is complete.
Wholeness and completeness of the absolute truth. Wholeness and completeness of the absolute truth. This is just we get from the invocation. And also in this invocation, the invocation described the objective of this book, Isopanisad. The objective, the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead. By repeated recognition of his various types of completeness, repeated various types of his completeness, repeated completeness. Shri Isopanisad establishes the supreme position of the personality of Godhead. The supreme position of the personality of Godhead. So this is what we get from the invocation. Describe the objective of the book, the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, by repeated recognition of his various types of completeness. Various types of completeness. So Sri Isopanisad established the supreme position of the Personality of Godhead. His Christian position is fully established. This is what you get from here, completeness. So we can look at the two ways how Krishna is complete and how he is perfect. We can look at it. Want to chant this look? Let us chant this look. And then to invoke the auspiciousness. Let's invoke the auspiciousness. Om pūrṇam ādāya pūrṇam idaṁ pūrṇāt pūrṇam udacyate pūrṇasya pūrṇam ādāya pūrṇam evāvaśiṣyate. The first thing is Om pūrṇam ādāya. The second thing is pūrṇam idaṁ. The third is pūrṇāt pūrṇam udacyate. And then pūrṇasya pūrṇam ādāya pūrṇam evāvaśiṣyate. So 4 things here. 4 things. Completeness and personality of Krishna. How complete is Krishna? How Krishna is complete? How Krishna is complete? I'm asking.
Nothing external is required. He requires nothing external.
Krishna is complete without exception. He doesn't look for something outside himself. Nothing outside him. So he's complete. Complete in 6 opulences. He's complete. In 6 opulences, he's complete. Supreme Personality of God is complete. As Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan is complete. Nothing outside. So he is Sat. Chit. Sat Chit. Sat Chit. Ananda. Ananda. Partially complete. Krishna is partially complete. Partially complete is Brahman and Paramatma. He is partial. So, Sat and Chit. Ananda must be a person. Gṛdhaḥ. That's a completeness. So gṛdhaḥ, make it complete. We know the object by the quality process. You know a particular object, like the microphone. It has the quality of expanding our voice. So that's a quality. So we know the gṛdhaḥ, the form of Krishna, by the eternality, the knowledge, and the blissful form of Krishna. So if there is such chit, ananda must be a form. It will be a form. Without a form, it's not complete. So that's a complete personality of Godhead. The material world Krishna created is also complete. Is true? Material world is complete. How is it complete?
It has complete facility to realize Krishna.
Yes. Krishna created a machine that can create itself. Right? That is complete. See, Krishna gave us one seed. If you put one seed on the ground, how many will get? One? Many. So he doesn't have to come and make the mold our scientists use to make the clock. It doesn't produce another clock. Is it not? But Krishna produced a machine that to continue to reproduce by itself. Krishna doesn't have to come personally start to mold and put. It's automatically going on. That's material energy is doing it. The seed, and also there's another machine which is producing. Yes, women. It's a machine Krishna created. It's producing. Our scientists can do like that. So Krishna is complete. The sun rises and setting late one day. Have you seen the sun is late one day? But the moon is late? Or seasonal food doesn't come? When it is mango time, you see mango. When it is orange, you see orange. When it is apple, you see apple. So Krishna doesn't have to come and say, okay, apple is finished in the shop, create more and put it there. This is what we do. This is what we do. Krishna doesn't do that. He's complete. This Krishna is complete with his 6 energies. Complete. So in the Bhagavad we're telling devotees that there is nothing like formless. There is nothing like formlessness. Krishna is not formless. And Prabhupada said, if he were formless, or if he were less than his creation in any other way, this is the purport, he could not be complete. Right? The complete whole must contain everything both within and beyond our experience. Otherwise, he cannot be complete. It's true? Yes, Krishna is complete. He doesn't look for something for himself. In Gita also talk about admirati. Their joy is inside, not outside. Their pleasure is inside. They don't look for something outside. That is just the jiva. So what about the owner of the jivas? It won't be complete. So you can emanate infinite energy yet unchanged. Udacyate. It's udacyate. The complete whole, the personality of Godhead, has immense potencies, all of which are as complete as he is. So the world is going on, is maintaining itself. It's going on. That is how Krishna is complete. All right?
Yeah, here Prabhupada wrote phenomenal world.
Hmm?
Here phenomenal world is same like the middle word or
Yes, substance, something tangible you can see, phenomena. It's material world. This world. You can see it, you can feel it, you can see many varieties of things here. It's not false. It is not false. It's existing. You can see so many varieties. See varieties of plants, even houses, and so many things are here. Even humans, there are different species. Phenomenal world. So we can see it, we can experience it. Something is tangible. It's substance, we can feel it. That's invocation. So, what else is? We go to the next one. Yes.
Can you explain about 24 elements?
Hmm?
Can you explain about 24 elements?
24 elements. I want to go to the next one. No. Next beauty. We're playing with invocation now, so I want to go to mantra 1. Mantra 1 is the 24 elements. What makes this material energy, the material world? And yeah, it's good you ask.
How is it a temporary manifestation? How is it a temporary manifestation?
How is it temporal? Because this body is going to change. All the material elements are going to change. They come, then they go as they came. They came gradually to a dense earth element. So what they saw leave the body, that's what they see. The next thing that the earth will dissolve inside the water. See, the body will start smelling. When they saw leave the body, the next thing you get the body start to smell because earth has entered into water. Then it turn to fire, then it will go back to air, then it go to the ether, then it go to the sound, and it goes like that. That is how it goes. Oh, I'm not finished. This is still invocation.
Invocation is there.
Yes, this is the end. What? Let me see. I'm not going to give the whole detail, so otherwise we'll not finish. But you want to go fast now, right? Because there's so many things still inside, which I'm trying to. There's so many things still inside this invocation, which I will not. I just only the A side, even the B side. How Krishna is perfect. How perfect is Krishna? Let's look at that first. How perfect is Krishna? How perfect is Krishna? Say Krishna is perfect. Say it's complete. We'll look at it complete now. What is Krishna's perfection? How perfect is Krishna?
He doesn't make any mistakes.
Okay, he doesn't make mistakes. We have to go to mantra 1. I have to close this. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, thank you. How perfect is Krishna? It's only one thing you said now. How perfect is Krishna?
Because he created everything perfectly.
Yes. So yeah, he created everything perfectly. What does make Krishna perfect? Krishna is perfect. Someone asks you, how perfect is a Krishna? How can you say Krishna is perfect? What will you say?
Krishna created everything such a way that we have no any scarcity for anything. So whatever we need for our living purpose, it is easily can available by the mercy of Krishna and for everyone. Is that
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Nobody can imitate what.
Yeah, nobody can imitate him. Krishna is a perfect teacher. Perfect teacher. Look at it, Bhagavad-gītā. It's perfect. It's a perfect son. You can't get any child better than Krishna. Perfect husband. You cannot get a husband equal to him. A perfect master. He's remunerated everyone who serves him. Perfect scholar, the best of all the scholars. Nobody can match him with anything. Perfect. Everything is perfect. Perfect friend. The best of all friends is perfect. Perfect thief. Cannot match him with anything. Everything he does is perfect. And it's so sweet because he's perfect. So he's very sweet. Very, very sweet. That's his Krishna. Perfect. Krishna is so perfect that nobody can change what he has done. Living entities have been trying extensively to change material energy. Has anyone been successful? Material energy is manipulating us perfectly. Yes. That is Krishna. So perfect that in Kali Yuga, everything that should go wrong is going wrong. Like, nobody is checking it. It's going. Because it's wrong and it's going. All the wrong things are going. You can check it. It's going on. That is how perfect Krishna is. Yes. The supreme perfect being. In all situations, is perfect. And, all right. So let's see what mantra 1 says. What does mantra 1 teaches us? Hmm?
Law of karma.
Mantra 1 describes how the living entities can regain their sense of completeness by acting in relationship with Krishna. This action is called īśāvāsyam consciousness. Isopanisad idaṁ sarvaṁ kiñca jagatyāṁ jagat tena tyaktena bhuñjīthā gṛdhaḥ svid dhanam. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside at his quota. One should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. Here also, you can look at three divisions of this. īśāvāsyam, idaṁ sarvaṁ. Kiñca jagatyāṁ jagat. Tena, tyaktena, bhuñjīthā, and gṛdhaḥ. 4 things. 4 things here. If you want to add something, the Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 1, Text 10, has the same similarity. The same. The same. And they probably give longer purport than this one. The purport is very long also. This one. Canto 8, Chapter 1, Text 10. īśāvāsyam, idaṁ, sarvaṁ. Krishna as the proprietor. So one should accept and recognize Lord Krishna's proprietorship. That is the position, that's the rule of the living entities. The rule of the living entities to accept the Krishna's position as the proprietor. That is our role. Krishna's position is the supreme proprietor. The role of the living entities is to accept Krishna's supreme position. And then everything will go smoothly. When we talk about Krishna as a supreme proprietor, who says Krishna is the supreme proprietor? Who says Krishna is the supreme proprietor? Krishna is the supreme proprietor. The infallible Vedas say. The Vedas say he is the supreme proprietor. How Krishna is the proprietor?
Because the disciplic succession came from him.
Disciplic succession came from him. Okay. How Krishna is supreme proprietor?
Krishna says, aham sarvasya prabhava.
Aham sarvaṁ. Lord Gita, chapter 7, text 4 and 5. Lord Gita 4 and 5, 7, 4 and 5.
Chapter 1.
Lord Gita, chapter 7, text 4 and 5. Yeah, that is text 4. Yes. So here it is talking about pūrṇam, prakriti of Krishna. So we living entities cannot claim proprietorship over anything. Why we cannot why we cannot claim proprietorship? I made this clock, so why am I not the proprietor? I made it. Why? Why am I not the proprietor?
All the ingredients are in
The ingredients are not given by me, they are not made by me. Somebody made it. I simply arranged them. And who gave the intelligence to do that? The same Krishna. So I am not the proprietor. I cannot be the proprietor. He is a proprietor, supreme proprietor of everything.
Aham sarvasya.
Aham sarvaṁ matta sarvaṁ prabhati. iti matva bhajantima buddha samabhita. Yes. Cows give milk, but eat grass. Can we create machine that can do that? Give the grass here, collect milk from here. You can do that? The Krishna is doing. Krishna is doing. Yes. Here also Krishna described the spiritual communism and capitalism. It's different from mundane communism. Mundane communism. What is that? It's a covered capitalism. It's covered personalism. And also, it is a chance for becoming irresponsible. If everybody thinks that this room belongs to everybody, who will clean this room? So communism, all this room belongs to all of us. We belong to all of us. So if I don't clean it, you're going to clean it. You're going to think like that. At the end, nobody will clean it. Because it belongs to everybody. So that is not communism. It is covered capitalist. It is capitalist, but it is covered. Few people will benefit. The same with the capitalist. Only few people will benefit. Majority of people will not benefit from it. Spiritual communism is different. What is spiritual communism? Everything belongs to Krishna, and we are responsible children of Krishna, so we use everything for Krishna. That is spiritual communism. So it brings what? Responsibility. Spiritual communism brings responsibility. We are responsible, so we know how to use Krishna's property for his pleasure. Just like we are not just vegetarians, right? We are not just vegetarians, because to be a vegetarian is not a qualification for anyone to go back to Godhead. Monkey is a vegetarian. Right? So they are going back to Godhead. Spiritual communism, spiritual life involves being responsible, doing things perfectly. Because it helps us to recognize the authority of the Supreme Lord. We know, in the beginning we mentioned before, if Christian position is established and our role as a living entity is also established, so we know the role to play. So we have a responsibility. Īśā plus evāvaśiṣyate. Conventionally in the scriptures, the word īśā is used for Lord Shiva. So why does it refer to Lord Vishnu here? Why? What do you refer to? What can you say? How can you say this is not Lord Shiva, this is Krishna? Huh? How can you defend that? But Shiva is Ishvara. So,
He's Maha Ishvara.
yes, I'm worshiping the Shiva. I can say, yes, it's Maheshwara. Maheshwara is the Shiva. Mahadev. Not Vishnu. Vishnu. Shiva.
Ishvara Paramatma.
Yes, so the Brahma said that. Lord Krishna dwells in all living entities. Srila Jiva Goswami said, is means one who has a power to rule over eternally. That is Krishna. Rule over all beings eternally. Continuous ruling. But Shiva doesn't live in all the heart of living entities. Krishna lives in the heart of all living entities. And all living entity lives in Krishna. There is no scripture that says that Lord Shiva lives in all hearts. But the scripture says that Krishna lives in everyone's heart. Therefore, we are referring to Vishnu, not Shiva. So we should accept what is set aside as our quota. And we should not hanker for more what is necessary. It is appreciated by those who have those who are in a higher nature, those who have a better understanding. So Isopanisad is giving a knowledge to recognize Krishna's position. So help us to overcome greed. We should overcome greed. gṛdhaḥ. We should not be greedy. Accept only what is our quota. So what is our quota? What is our quota?
What Krishna allows us. That is given, allotted by Krishna.
What is it? What's allotted by Krishna? Yeah, I agree with you. But what is allotted by Krishna?
The elements, air, water, fire.
No, not elements. We should not be greedy. gṛdhaḥ means we should not be greedy. We should be satisfied with our quota. What is set aside is the quota. Prabhupada gave example of birds. If you keep a basket of grains here, the birds will take all their quarters and go away. But the human being, you carry the whole thing.
Monthly quota.
Yes, what is our quota?
Whatever we need to go back to ādāya.
Okay.
The bare necessities to keep the body and soul together.
In the day, how much does it take us to our need for the day? How much? For example, average. How much does it take us a day? A morning, afternoon, evening, personal, light bills, water bill, transportation. How much does it take? Like how much? 200 rupees, 300? Like 300 rupees. How much? 500. 5.
Everybody have different.
Yes, average. They say 500. 1 person. Okay. Anything else is extra. And that belongs to Krishna. If you keep more than that, it is going against the principle of īśāvāsyam principle. That's your quota. Yes, for average person that is, but there are some people, because you don't have the same level of eating, so say someone may be 1,000, somebody is 500, or somebody is 700, somebody is 200. So somebody's quota is 1,000. Anything above that is encroachment. We're entering into others, right?
Maharaj, in Manu Samhita, and also Srila Prabhupada quoted many times Chanakya Pandit. So in Manu Samhita and Chanakya Pandit also says that every human being must have his bodily necessity, whatever is required for bodily necessity, he must take. That's also from the earning. They must keep something for the future, for their health purpose or some emergency purpose. So if we count that, however the individual daily quota is 500 or 1,000, but in the emergency, for the guest, so we also need to save something. So how we can explain it and cope up with that?
Yes, that is part of the need. That is part of the need for the day. It's part of the need. Yes, we have for a householders. So you have to keep something for emergency. For sannyasi, no emergency. So you want to be a sannyasi? You want to stop? Nothing for tomorrow. Sannyasi. Everything is today, just today, not tomorrow. But for householder, yes, there is something for tomorrow, for emergency. And it's important that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged for that. A devotee who will not keep into that, it's a housewife will not keep into that principle. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to employ another devotee, be his kasya, keep his money. When he take his salary, take it from him. So arrange it. So he doesn't spend everything completely. So that is the. So what is expensive for the day? That is a quota. And outside that, it is encroachment. We are entering into some. It is greed, and it is punishable by law. Punishable by law. All right.
Like we have in forgetting the name of the devotee, a country with another. He is having like very opulent life. Country with another. He is having a very opulent life. But that is not, that is within the quota.
That is his quota. As a king, that is his quota. So we have different quota. That is his quota as a king. He has more responsibilities, more duty to perform. That is his responsibility. That is his quota.
Like in the afternoon, prasadam, like if like by chance I got 2 rasgullas on my plate, it was like automatic. So I was eating beyond my quota at that time. I didn't ask. It came.
So that is a quota for that day. For that day, that is a quota. And you needed 2, and you got 2. So nature gave to you. It didn't bargain for it. So it is not encroachment. That is a quota for that day. So it's normal.
And how these capitalist dictatorship, socialism, these people, they ignore īśāvāsyam principle.
How do you ignore?
Yes. īśāvāsyam principle is ignored by the capitalists.
Because everything is about themselves. There is no God in the center of the activities. There is no God. Completely zero. God is zero. Everything is just themselves. And those who from communist country, they can tell how they suffer for this so-called communism and things. It is all slavery. All slavery. My body belongs to God, my mind belongs to Him, my intelligence belongs to Him, and I also belong to Him. In India, when there was partition, Hindus and Muslims fought. When both of them died and lay on the street, it was asked, now, whose hand is this? Nobody replied. It is God's land, and it will always remain so. The īśāvāsyam principle is being violated when our politicians are claiming proprietorship over everything. Just use it for the few people without a God consciousness inside. We are seeing this table. Where did it come from? Krishna is the cause of earth. Earth is the cause of tree. Tree is the cause of wood. Wood is the cause of the table. So originally everything is coming from Krishna. So īśāvāsyam principle means what? Spiritual communism means what? Use everything for Krishna. Everything should be used for Krishna. Nothing should be used for our sense gratification. Make sense? That is the principle.
So means we can have more money, but we can use for Krishna.
Yes, you should use everything for Krishna. And that becomes perfect spiritual communism, that is perfect renunciation. When everything is used completely for Krishna. When everything is used completely for Krishna, Krishna does not leave us alone. So there's nothing like, oh, if I give everything to Krishna, what will happen to me? That shouldn't arise, because Krishna is a person. And who kind of a person is a supreme person? He's maintaining everyone. So he's maintaining everyone since time immemorial. That is his position. So there's no question of fear. So what will happen to me if I give everything to Krishna? That is due to lack of knowledge. If you have knowledge, you know that everything belongs to Krishna as we use everything for Krishna. By doing that, we are also maintained automatically. We're trying to remove Krishna from the center and replacing him with ourselves. It's a heavy crime we have been doing since time immemorial. So this principle is to teach us how to leave Krishna in his position and do what is our part by serving him. An intelligent person should know that Krishna has given everything for his service. So we use that for his service. That is the principle of īśāvāsyam.
Like the orders of Guru, that is my quota. The instructions given by Guru, that becomes one's quota.
For a disciple, he's saying, quota is whatever Guru says or he gives.
Okay. And then?
Because he may not know what is quota. Guru will tell what is.
So Guru show you what is your quota. Alright?
Yes. That's what he says.
Yes. That is your quota. He can show you what is your quota. And if you follow that, everything becomes perfect. Mantra 2. Consequence of following the law. What happened to a person who followed the principle? Kurban ebeha karmani dijiviksha chatam samat evam tayi nanya toti dosti na karma lipyate. One may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continuously goes on working in that way, for that sort of work will not bind him to the law of karma. There is no alternative to this way for man. Karma bondage of material existence. Why? We will transmigrate from the laws of nature by not acting according to one's prescribed duties. That's how we suffer. Because the suffering is because we are transgressing the law. We're not following the principle. How is it continuous? Sense gratification and various isms. Sense gratification and various isms. That's what makes us to suffer in this world. So what is the solution? Only human beings can take to the solution, because human beings knows about the law of karma and karma is karma. The Prabhupada explained the isms, all the isms, and they can only become useful if they are centered on God consciousness. If you follow the principle, the īśāvāsyam principle, it will save us from the greatest danger. You live for long without bondage and guarantees human life in the next life. If you follow this principle. We already explained that this mantra 2 is the result of one who follows. Mantra 3 is one who does not follow. Consequences. One will go to hell for not following this process. Okay, that's it for today. Questions? Something?
Yes, today's lifestyle is like this, that everybody is increasing their necessities all the time. How do we find out that we are upon this principle of quota, or we are just increasing our necessities?
If we carefully examine things, very carefully, the amount of struggle the living entities are undertaking does not worth the result we get. Our suffering is more than the joy which we get from our struggle. Is it not? the suffering is more than the good which we get from it. Means what? Our struggling is unnecessary. We over-endeavoring, which is based on greed. A greedy person is never satisfied. Once one is greedy, one can never be satisfied. One musician used to sing like that. And he said, Mr. Norman, if you give him one, he will ask you for more. Never satisfied. That is greed. And in our scripture, when you look at our scripture also, we see how dangerous it is to be greedy. Very, very dangerous. So we put ourselves in danger in this world. We are struggling so hard that we have no time for spiritual life. There's no time. Why we don't have time? Because the hard struggle takes away our self-interest. Therefore, we don't go for the self-interest. It's forgotten, and nobody think it to be something of value. We consider sanctification to be something of value. We don't know that sanctification has the power to take away our self-interest. So we are struggling unnecessarily. Work so hard and get very little. So we are over-endeavoring, running from morning till night. Some people are closing from work by 11 p.m. at night. They close from work. Slavery. It's slave. When you are 30 years old, you already have gray hair. I have gray hair. The body is more than 60, 66 years. So the gray, this is natural. You're not from anxiety or material existence. Anxiety from material existence due to this a hard struggle. So let me try to help you to tell them to slow down. Just slow down. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. We understand what it means. We are simply wasting our time. And this body is only 50 years. After 50 years, anything can happen anytime. Can leave anytime. I can't do anything much. What is the brain to even read the scripture? They talk about doing other things. So we are seriously wasting time. Īśāvāsyam principle is seriously violated. Not only that we are not putting Krishna in the center, we are wasting our time necessarily. And you see many people are leaving the body lamenting seriously, leaving the body in anger. Why? Because they didn't make it. So much frustration is there. All right? Make sense?
I have a humble question. Please don't take my offense. Even it's a little bit offensive question, but only you are here to whom I can ask this and dare to clarify the things. So please don't take my offense. So in this context, as Maharaj says that there is quota for gṛdhaḥ and also quota for sannyasis. And sannyasis have no tomorrow. Sannyasi lives for today, right? And so this is one part of the question. The second part is, in nectar of instruction, upadeshamrita, we learn from Swami that how we should choose our associations in every state in a devotional life. This is a part of the question.
Yeah.
Now the third part is, apart from the gender, male or female, which generally in our movement we call as a maya, like for male is female, female male. Apart from that maya, there are many forms of the mayas. There are many forms, apart from the gender. So now question is, as Mahaprabhu says, even in Shikshastakam and in many places, even the Jagannathastakams we saw, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavita, Shikshastakam. And the similar verse is there in the Jagannathastakam as well. So my question is that when we look around in our devotee community and the societies, so there are many brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasis, and above that, which we expect to be above from the swattik guna, mood of goodness, which we expect. But outwardly there are many contradictions, because there we see even in that platform, people like devotees wants to have a branded items, like I own only silk, or I own this type of watch, this company's watch or the glass. And there are many conflict even for initiations. This area is my zone. Like Srila Prabhupada explained that this is our dog habits. Don't come in my area, don't come. But this is in real ground, it is happening, right? So, like as you say, that sannyasis not have tomorrow. So, can we consider that even a sannyasis or a guru, it's a very straightforward, even a guru who is thinking on that, Maya, like I will have more janam, like disciples and so this type of tendency, or I will have, although the cover up, the picture is like I am serving the Krishna, but if we see in a different platform, different level, that we see there is also a tendency of overruling the authenticity. This is my area, or I want to do this project and in my way. So how for individual like a grihastha or some others, how we will see this, not to offend, and at the same time we can free from this type of associations.
Yes. When the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, na janam, I don't want followers. I don't want followers. We know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has many disciples. He has many. So when he said not janam, he is telling us not to campaign for popularity. Should not campaign.
Not to campaign.
And I personally don't like, I hear many devotees, my guru is very busy. He doesn't have time, very busy. I hate to hear that word. People come to me and tell me like that. And I'm looking at the devotee who is talking like that. And they are wasting another person's time. But their guru doesn't have time for them. But they are wasting another person's time. So when I hear these devotees speak, I will look at them, see what you are doing. Suppose this person tell you, I don't have time. So if your guru doesn't have time, I don't have time. So for me, I feel that it's foolishness. Many devotees are foolish. This is what I see. In other words, if you, how will your wife feel if she doesn't see you for a whole year? Would that person be considered a husband? Not that my husband is very busy. He's in Timbuktu. For 10 years now, I have not seen. Will you say that's a husband? So will you say there's a guru you don't see for 10 years? You have no communication, you have nothing. It's a big mistake. We should take what we can handle. Otherwise it becomes dhanam. It's against the principle. Na dhanam. We should not be greedy. We should not be greedy. What we need to take care should be collected, not more. Na sundarin. I don't see any Hare Krishna devotee's wife that is ugly. Is your wife ugly? Some people are going against the principle. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. A devotee or devotees, we should, even not to go to, my own father is not a devotee, but the training he gave to us, I didn't even see him with devotees. From childhood, he was training us, don't marry the body. My father, this is a teaching he gave to, don't marry the body, so marry the heart. This my father will sing to us every day. But today we are marrying the body. That is why we are having problem. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, na sundari. So, practically we are living our life against the principle. This is what is happening. And someone is, yes, I have had so many issues with many devotees cannot get recommendation letter to be initiated from this temple. You cannot be initiated. It cannot be by another guru who is not the proper proprietor of this project. You cannot be initiated here. I face so many problems like that. Not a problem for me. A disciple who wanted to take a decision, they were refused, denied completely. This temple is meant for this. You cannot get any recommendation for initiation outside here. Son of friends, there are a lot of that. So we have to make it simple, we have brought Maya into our system. We have invited Maya into our system. Serious Maya. They are more grievous than this one I mentioned. This one is very even small. That my watch should be Rolex. Anything less than Rolex, don't do. This is a more serious thing than this. This is just nothing. So we're doing some a training for the devotees to change this kind of consciousness. It's a revolution. To change this consciousness, so we can think. We should not forget the purpose of ISKCON, the purpose of coming to this movement. Many of us have forgotten about it. We're just hanging around in ISKCON for our own personal things. And I'm very sure that in some places, the leaders we have now, when they leave the body, they will be chaos. Serious problem. Yes, because there will be heavy fight. Who is the next proprietor? I'm the proprietor. So the disease was zonal acharya before. That the sickness or the disease of zonal acharya is has not been wiped out. It is still lingering. I mean, apart from that. So Prabhupada said in one purport in the fourth canto of Bhagavatam that we are leaning towards material things. That is why we are not potent. Because of our interest in material things. So we are degrading. They say derail. We are derailing from a pure Krishna consciousness. That is why potency. And our leadership is giving insecurity spirit to many devotees. Many devotees. Somebody was telling me this afternoon. Some people were advising him or her to go to this or go to that, leave ISKCON. And many also were leaving. Because, and the person told me, I'm just fed up with all this system.
So, Maharaj, the second part of the question, a very small question, is still I'm a neophyte. So, even some more people is there, if, for example, if I say me and my wife, right? So, when I see that, there are many gurus now, more than, I think, 170 gurus in this society. So, many gurus, they have a lots of disciples. Some, they sing very well. Some, they are very popular because of many things. Some, they, give lectures, very nicely. And some, there are many good qualities. And always we see definitely the good qualities among the Vaishnavas. Then someone is attracting by the qualities. Qualities means in the sense, giving good lecture or singing very good, or sometimes lots of disciples he is having. Sometimes lots of disciples he is having,